Hey, it's Pat Mannix here, the tax champion, and I'm here to celebrate that super young star for the Tigers, Sydney Stack. That's right, the Rising Star Award, the great man, and there he is, number 44 for the Tigers. Watch out for him. And who else has stacked recently? You guessed it, Billy Shorten, stacked at the election. Why did he stack? Well, I'm a little biased. He should have came and spoken to Paris Financial, the small business tax champions, because he set an agenda which is completely cutting into small business people and a lot of the middle class, and he didn't even know it. He should have come and chatted to the tax champs. Now, he also ran this little skit straight after the election to his brethren there at the Labor Party. Have a listen to this one. So there he is blaming big corporates. He's on the right track. He's on the right track. He just got it all, most of it wrong. The right track is, yes, it's the corporate leviathans. They are absolutely ruining the joint, but he didn't realise it's at that international level and not at the national level. He doesn't need to tackle the leviathans at the national level. They've got to be tackled at the international level. And here's a brilliant example of something which came up as an article just before the election on multinational corporate tax, that absolute bastard killing all of us. So, a few months ago, I went through what a syncome tax is to solve multinational corporate tax, and this is a great example, as I said, straight out of the papers a few weeks ago. So, this is the one. It was reported in a recent financial year that Google, that international leviathan, recorded Aussie income of $4.3 billion. And their service fees across the waters to other probably tax havens were $3.3 billion. I wonder what they were doing for $3.3 billion. There's been a lot of work in the Cayman Islands. And they paid tax in Australia on $4.3 billion of 49 million. 49 million bucks, and you're not upset? And you wondered why Billy stacked at the election and tried to have a go at the middle class. He should have been getting stuck into this stuff and let the middle class go, because this thing's ugly. And I'll just give you another name for service fees. It's called TP. Service fees, you can call it what you want. They call it all sorts of things in the P&L, don't they? These big accounting and legal firms. It's called transfer pricing. Transfer pricing, that's what it is. Now let's have a look at what it could look like with a syncome tax. Let's have a look here. So here's the syncome tax. 4.3 billion in sales, and for a tech company, the net profit percentage, let's say it's about 20%, pretty low overhead business. It would be a tech business like Google. Let's apply a 20% net profit percentage to the turnover. And that's not hard to find, folks. That is not hard to find. These are all publicly listed companies in some sort of Western country, whether it's US, one of the European countries, Australia. Okay, pretty easy to find a net profit percentage, not hard to get. Multiply it out, 20% of 4.3 billion, 860 million, a tax rate of 30% tax rate, $258 million they would pay to us little Aussies down here in Schmucksland, and compared to 49 million they actually paid. Little bit of a difference. It's the answer, the syncome tax. I'll just finish off with a quote though from one of the partners of the big four accounting firms about that service fee, the transfer pricing I spoke about. This is a quote from The Age on the 1st of May. The taxable profit in relation to that revenue is a much smaller number, given that in many cases there are significant costs, including payments for intellectual property, paid by companies in deriving that revenue. Yes, over 3 billion need to be paid for the brand of Google to the Cayman Islands, the British Virgin Islands, and any other tax haven you might think about. Guys, get on board, try to change things. It's got to happen one day, and it's got to happen at the international level. And go and have a look at Sydney Stack at the G. Superstar. See ya.